Alright, hello, welcome to G-Boss Gaming. This is the first episode of my channel, so thank you for being here. I don't really know what this channel is going to look like at the moment. It's a bit of a work in progress, but the idea behind the channel was I teach high school. I like playing video games. We don't get to play near enough while we're at school, so how can I link the two? So the first game that I wanted to start with was City Skylines. I know that in one of our SOS or humanities or whatever you might call it in your school, we do a bit of an activity towards the end of the year, the City Skylines Challenge. So in the Australian curriculum, somewhere in the humanities or SOS, there is a section for cities and how they operate. I'll link the actual standard in the comments if you want to find out more about it. But anyway, what we do is each of the groups of students have one lesson to try and build a city and city skylines and have it functioning and try and have as much of a profit being made and how many population they can have. So a lot of people have never played City Skylines before, and that's understandable. So I'm going to try and do a tutorial for if you have your 45 minutes of the lesson by the time we get set up, something that you can be able to make. So what I've got here is I've just got the default City Skylines with a few mods. I'll also post in the description what mods I'm using because some of the mods definitely make this game more functional and easy to play. So what you want to do first is you want to choose a map. There's lots of different maps here. I'm just going to click a random one. Foggy Hills, cool. I'm Australian, so we put left-hand traffic on. And we're going to start our game. No, it's because this is my first recording. I'm not really used to talking to, no one or someone eventually. So I'll try and do my best here, but be fairly lenient on me as this is a new experience for me. Yeah, also if you have any ideas for games to play which you feel have an educational value, feel chuck them in the comments and I'll have a look and see how I might be able to link them. Alright, first thing I want to do, I don't want tutorials. I want to have a look at what I've got. So I can see straight away in my map that I've got one highway entry, I've got a river, I've got a bit of forestry up here, and I've probably got some farmland. And I don't think it'll let me see that in the default. That is okay. So first thing I want to do, really simple, literally just connect these two roads here and that'll unlock some extra roads which will make my life a bit easier in the long run. And then you can go ahead and get rid of that. First thing I want to do is find, actually I probably should have kept that road there. Find, it's not really going to work. Find the space that's about halfway in the middle. I'm going to guess here, it doesn't really matter too much. And I'm just going to link them together, like so. You know what, that'll do. And then fortunately I have got the Move It mod installed because it was being a little bit weird on me. There you go, I can just move it. Next thing I want to do is just going to draw a line. I'm gonna go 3 blocks, 2 blocks out, and about close to a 90-degree angles. I feel like I've got. As you can see, I've still got this pause at the moment. Now, what I want to do is I want to have a look at the land. Now, I know you can't see it in what we've got here, but the highest land values are going to be along the river, just like a lot of places around the world. Your river's going to be your highest land values, where most of the nice houses are, or if you're on the ocean, they're going to be beachfront properties. So I want to make the most of that opportunity, and I'm going to get my not very straight road, and I'm going to change over here to freeform road because I don't want to stay in a square road. And I'm going to get it to come through here, and we're going to come along the beach or the riverfront here. Now you can see on this road that I'm building, there is a couple of lines. The first line we've got is the middle darker blue, and that is going to be the road that you're building. And then you've got the outside lighter blue, and that's going to be where you can zone houses and things. So I'm going to make this come a little bit further out, I've got it pretty straight now. The reason that I'm doing it straight is because it allows us to be able to build a grid. Grids are really efficient for getting a high amount of density in our city. So the ideal grid is 10 by 10 on the roads. Because I will be upgrading this main road in the future to support a higher traffic load, I am going to take this out 11 units, because when I upgrade the road I will lose a little bit of space. So now I've got a block of housing zoned in. Let's go extend this a little bit further, maybe another 20. Cool, and then I'm going to do another 11 cross block. And we'll do one more for good measure. So trying to use our grid to snap to 90 degrees, 11 units, and there we go. Now this is probably not the best grid to start with. As you can see, it's a bit of a drop off the cliff into the river, which is not going to be overly helpful. We'll make do with what we got. Before we can start having houses made or built in, we need to have electricity and we need to have water. So I'm going to start with water. Now, when placing water, you need to have water in and you need to have water out. What is very important is when I click on water in, we got these arrows in the water. And that is the flow of the currents in the river. It's very important that you put your sewage downstream from your water pipe. Otherwise you'll get the poop sewage water flowing out of the sewage pipe and then straight back into the water, which will be going to your residents. It'll make them all very sick, they will not be very happy, and some of them may die. So I'm going to chuck this all the way down here as far as I can really go. And then going to connect using roads down to here. I'm going to build it under roads to make it reasonably realistic to life. People like to put their water pipes under roads for good reason. If a water pipe bursts and it's under your house, you might get lost to a sinkhole. Or if they have to come and fix it, they're going to have to literally dig up your house to be able to get to it. But anyway, I've got that there. Now, there's two different ways we can have water in. We can have a water pumping station, which is bringing the water straight out of the river, or I can have a water tower somewhere in my city. The problem with water tower is that you can see this red circle with the headphones that are around the water tower. That's the range of how much noise there is that people are not entirely comfortable living near. So if you wanted to put this inland, you can. I'm going to start off with a waterside one. I'm going to put it down here somewhere. There's not going to be any houses this side of the river because I'm going to have a forestry industry here, I reckon. I'm going to connect my water up like so, and then that should be almost good to go. Next thing I need is electricity. At the start of the game we have two different options. We have wind if you want renewable energy, or coal, which is dirtier energy. But at the start of the game, one wind turbine can give us a maximum of 8 megawatts of energy. And I would also have to place this somewhere where I can get most efficiency out of my electricity. So it would have to be somewhere along this darker area to really make it worthwhile. Otherwise I could put a coal one wherever I wanted. Obviously it's going to pollute the ground, so I can't have houses living nearby, and it's got a bigger area of unhappy people noise range, but I'm going to be able to produce more. I'm going to start with, I'm going to do some renewable energy. I think it's an important thing to put. It's the way of the future. I'm going to plonk one down here. There we go. That'll support that there. And to be honest, it'll probably support our city for a little bit. So you can see this new blue circle that has been made. That is the electricity grid. So anything that's got the blue around it is connected to electricity and is able to function. So obviously these houses and this water turbine are not going to be connected to the grid. So what I need to do is drag this, I'm going to put it just here, so it's out of the way. And they're going to start zoning some houses, because when you have houses going up, it will be helpful in the sense that it starts making a grid over here, which will allow us to expand. I forgot to play it, my apologies. Just going to speed that up a little bit, get some houses moving in quickly. As you can see, people have started to move in. Fantastic, that's exactly what we want. I'm going to slow it down a bit now. How are we going with our grid? Oh, just missing it. Maybe when this new house gets built it'll reach, hopefully. Doesn't look like it. Alright, I'm just going to connect it just to there. And then I'm going to have to connect this one along here. And we've got water going to... Well, we've got electricity going to water, sorry. Now the people have water, the people have electricity. They're not very happy, but that's okay because early game we don't have a lot unlocked. I'm going to zone some more housing over here. And then you'll see it start to grow. If you have a look down the bottom here, I have these little bars up here. The green one tells me that I need to build houses or places for people to live. The blue one says I need to put commercial or shops in. And the orange one says I need to put industry or offices in. So at the moment the bar is still reasonably green, so I'm going to continue zoning housing. As I do that, obviously the green one will go down and the others will go up because we've got people living in our city, but people also need jobs to be able to work. So I can now start getting rid of some of my power lines here because my city is starting to grow. So I can save a little bit of money having them go. Now, someone has moved into our city as well, which is fantastic. Alright, our other demands are starting to go up, so I'm going to put some shops in. I do not have a very wide range of shops because of how the landscape is very, well, interestingly terraformed, but that's okay. We'll let it go for now. People like to live close to the shops as well. An important thing of when you're starting your city up is to decide, what sort of a town you're going to be. Now, I know in Australia, the two really types of town. You've got your inland towns, the small country towns, or you've got your coastal towns. This would obviously be an inland town on the river. So, but I've still decided to design it similar to if it was a coastal town to try and start my building, along the river. Otherwise, I might do it a bit differently, and I might do another video of how to start an inland town, sorry. I think that might be an idea, so we can have two different ways depending on what map you choose. Anyway, if I have a look now, I've got a reasonable demand for industry. Now I'm going to start doing this over here. Do I have this unlocked yet? No. Alright, I'm going to do this away. People tend to not like to live near factories, so what we're going to do is we're going to put it away from everyone else. On the other side of the road here. So I'm going to make a little grid, because again, grids are really good for density. I'm going to make it 10 along. 20 along, 10 up. There we go, so we've got a little section there. I'm going to zone some industry in there. I also need to get my water pipes, so I'm going to get my water pipes. Doesn't like that, does it? Right, we're going to get our water pipes along the road. Again, if a pipe bursts, realistically, you wouldn't want the water pipes underneath someone's house. You would want them under the road. The most we can for now. It's being a little bit difficult for me. That is okay. Alright, so we've got our water pipes under our road to an extent. We need to get our electricity over here. Perfect. Alright, so that should start to see factories going up, yeah, which we can, and that means that this will start going down as well. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit. You're seeing the orange start to go down, and then the green starting to go up again. Fortunately, I've already got some green or housing zoned in, so that'll just start to fill in as needed. At the moment we are currently losing money, which is not great, but that's what's happening. So we'll just let it run for a little bit. It might fix itself up in a minute. As more people come in, we can charge more taxes and things will start going well. I cannot change my taxes just yet, but that should be coming along soon. Now you can see it's gone nighttime. If I was more experienced at both City Skylines and YouTube, I might turn the day-night cycle off, but at the moment I quite don't have that limit of knowledge, so we're just going to leave it on for now. We're going to zone in some shops because they're slightly going up there. We're now making a profit, which is great. That's what we want. With people coming in the city. I'm just having a look over the milestones. 440 population, I can start to do some new things. So we just need to speed this up a little bit. The green, or housing, is starting to go up. So I'm going to go up by 10 units. Across however far I've got my blocks. And start linking them together. So I can... oh gosh, that green's gone up fast. Alright, let's zone some houses. Get our water pipes, get them running under our roads. We've got excellent coverage if we do that. That's also another reason why grids are good. It gives us some nice coverage. I'm going to get rid of this power line again, which will let me zone a little bit more in there. I can get rid of this power line as well, I think, which is nice. There we go, we've reached our milestone. We have now unlocked a landfill site, a elementary or primary school, and a medical clinic. Fantastic. I'm going to lower it down a little bit. It already has by itself. Fantastic. Let's finish that zoning in there. Alright, so these are also things that cities need. You need somewhere for the trash to be collected. Ooh. First of all, you can see all these little power issues right here. That's because we don't have enough electricity available. So let's put in another wind turbine near this one. That should fix our electricity problem. Perfect. Alright, we can keep going. Yep, they're resolving their issues. Fantastic. Alright, landfill. I want to put it over in the industrial area because it pollutes the ground. And the factories are also polluting the ground. So we can just go chuck it over here and then it can just be in its section of dirty polluted area. I can see that my orange bar is starting to go up. So I'm going to expand my area over here a little bit. Make sure that there's water to that. Fantastic. Alright, we need to put a school in. Now, these houses are all red because there is no schools. If I put the elementary school roadside, those green roads show me who's going to have good access to the schools. So if I put it all the way over here, the people on the left are going to have great access, and the people on the right, not so good access. Similarly, if I put it on over here, not good access on the left, but very good access on the right. If I put it somewhere in the middle, most people are going to be able to access it. Fantastic, that is what I want. So I'm going to chuck a school down there. Everyone loves that, look at all those smiley faces. Last thing, we need to put a medical clinic. Now, same thing, coverage shows by the little green. What I want to do with medical coverage is, I don't want to put it on a main road, but I do want to put it near a main road. And that is because when this road starts getting busy, I need to make sure that the ambulances are going to have a good road to be able to come off and get along the main faster highway to be able to get places faster. So I'm going to put it here because as I continue to expand along the coast, I'm also going to be able to have coverage there. Again, everyone loves that. Fantastic. And we're still making a profit. What we can see, my orange bar over here is through the roof. Let's zone some more industries, which should mean factories go over. We're going to zone a bit more space. There we go, fantastic. Have we got water? We do, lovely. Alright, we're just going to let it go for a little bit. Let's put it on fast forward. Let some things build. Fantastic. Demand is going down for industry. That's what we want to see. Very nice. Alright. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have paused that. I should be letting it go. Alright. Normal speed. Alright, you can see that the housing is starting to go up again. Fantastic. That's good. That means our city's growing. That means that our population of 900 for the next milestone is going to be reached easier. Excellent. Let's make a little bit more of our grid, because people are going to start wanting more housing. Excellent. Let's zone a house around the school. Let's check our water. Yep, we're still going to have coverage within this block. Excellent. How are we on electricity? Oh, okay, we can see here we are right on the turning point of electricity. So I'm going to need to put another wind turbine in. There we are. Fantastic. I'm now getting very low on money. So I'm going to speed time up a bit because I'm currently making $1,000 a week. So that's enough that I should be able to make a profit reasonably. If you do get into an issue where you are struggling with money financially, as long as you're making a profit, you're doing okay. You can always zone more areas, and that does not cost money. Building things like electricity or water or trash sites or schools or hospitals, they do all cost money. What I have unlocked though is taxes. So I'm going to crank all these up to 12%. That is the limit of what I can get away with before the people get unhappy and start moving out. And it'll also give me just that little bit more cash flow that I'm going to be able to do some things and build a bit more. And we can see our shops are going in over here too. So I'm going to look at our electricity, and I can get rid of some of these power lines. What that's going to do is that's going to let me zone some bigger shops in this section, which is what we want on the coast. Yeah, they've already started expanding their size to an extent. Excellent. Alright, how's our demand looking? Housing. Housing is what people want, so let's zone some housing. Very easy done. Getting closer to our milestone, so let's speed it up a little bit because everyone seems to be reasonably happy. Try to get to that 900 mark. Look at that, we're making over $2,000 a week. Fantastic. That's what we love to see. This game was free on Epic Games towards the end of last year. So if you're fortunate enough to get a copy, that's awesome. It is a game I strongly recommend. So if you haven't got it or played it, go have a look and see if you can get yourself a copy. It's reasonably pricey on Steam considering the game is 6 years old, but I still recommend it, finding it especially if it comes on sale. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting a bit more housing on the river. What I'm going to do is start expanding my grid. So I'm going to do it another 10 over. Fantastic, my zoning is going to start getting a bit funky towards the shoreline. But that's what's going to happen when we have the curved shoreline. That's a very steep hill. I would not like to be coming down that hill very fast towards the edge of a cliff. But that's what we have, so you know what, the people can deal with it. Alright, we need to zone some more housing because it's getting quite high in demand. I can now start going over here as well now. Our shops are also high in demand, so I can start putting some of them. I might even fill a bit of this section up with shops as well, makes them a bit bigger than these small shops that we have. Make sure we've got water underneath, which we now do. Fantastic. Excellent. Alright, we're almost at that next milestone. We're still a little bit concerned about electricity for now. I don't have enough money to build one of these. I do for a wind, so worst case scenario, I can build another wind turbine. Sorry about the day-night cycle, I apologise again. Still don't have a lot available. Let's check how traffic's going, which we can do by clicking this eye up here, and then clicking on all the cars. Alright, so traffic's getting a little bit busy coming in off the highway. It's still nothing to worry about. Our whole town's only 800 people. So that's nothing overly major. It's almost about to hit that 900 milestone, so let's speed it up a bit. And let's hit that milestone so we can start working on some new things. Fantastic. Alright, we are now a worthy village. We have unlocked fire, police, unique buildings, and I can now start to zone some things, which is great, and it'll be very good for our forestry industry, which we'll be putting in. But before we get to that, we need to put in our police. Same as the ambulance, you want to put it close to a main road, but not on the main road, ideally. These looks like I'm going to get good coverage. I think I can afford to lose that electricity grid, can I? If not, I'm just going to use this move it tool and move that slightly. That'll do. It looks a bit weird, but it should be fine. Yep, fantastic. Alright, next we want to put in our fire department. Now, because we're going to make this a forestry industry, we might need to be putting 2 down. But I'm not going to do that just yet. Maybe I will. No, I'm going to have to put down 2. So I'm going to put 1, again, near a main road, not on the main road. That'll suffice all the people. Let's just double check. Yep, the smiley faces reach. How much money do I need for another one? 12 grand. That could be a bit of a stretch. Alright, we'll come back to that. Let's have a look. So, what we've got here, if I click on this eye again, down to here, it's called natural resources, I can see what we got. So you can see we've got some farmland over here, which is interesting. I could put some farms over that way. Or I've got a bit of forestry over here. Obviously, if you put forest near the polluted factories, probably not going to be great for the trees. But I don't have enough of a zone there. Alright, we might have to change our idea. Maybe we'll put some farms in. That can be an idea. Cool. So what I might do is I'm going to put a new industry area over here. Am I? No, I'm not, because that's going to have to get power. Alright, scratch that. Sorry. Alright, I'm going to make another block over here. 20 units. 20 units. Perfect. Alright, let us zone this section here. Going to get our water, bring it up. I'm going to click on this button here for the districts. I'm going to paint this district here. Go across, and I'm going to set it to forests. Cool, so this is now a forestry industry. So I'm going to have trees and stuff growing over here. As you can see, it's connected to the grid. Fantastic. And tell you what's not fantastic though is our energy, which is a little bit concerning. We are right on the borderline of what we can afford to be using, so that has me a little bit concerned. I'm going to zone another shop or 2 along here, and that should put us right on the edge of how much we can afford. I'm going to speed time up a little bit, just so I can get to that amount so that I can spend that little bit more money. Let's zone some more houses in here. It's going to be putting me real close to this electricity consumption. Oh, look at that, that's worrying. But I can afford a new turbine now, so that's fantastic. We've just dipped below, but that new turbine has just put us over, I hope. Of course, the wind stops. That's a little bit concerning. That's another downside of renewable energy. It's like wind. Sometimes the wind doesn't blow strong enough for us to be able to suffice. So that's when the coal option might have been an option, especially with, oh gosh. Alright, we are in a bit of trouble, so I'm going to have to take out a loan. I'm going to stick with renewable energy because we've already committed. Let's put another one over here. Apparently another 2 we need. Alright, we're just enough there. Hopefully the wind picks up soon. We're going to be in a bit of trouble. Alright, the demand for housing is going crazy. People want to live in our city. Unfortunately, we cannot support all the people that want to sit in our city. But we're going to keep expanding and hope that the winds pick up. Make sure we've got water. This concerns me a little bit. Especially with these new houses going in a little bit of trouble. Right, hopefully we got a cash boost from... Okay, we did. Excellent. Right, I'm going to build coal. I have to. We're running out of power. The good thing is that now I can get rid of these power lines because they now have their own coal power source over here, which is excellent. That will also allow me to build some more roads. I'm not actually too sure how close to my 45 minutes that I might be, but I would think I'm getting close. So I'm going to build the rest of what we have in our milestone here, and then that'll probably do us for this video. Even though I cannot afford half of what we need, and we're in loan debt, but that's okay. We can't afford a high school, but we can afford a park. So what I'm going to do is going to get some parks, and where would be a nice spot to put a park? Somewhere where this circle is going to reach as many people as possible. That's a bit too big of a park. Large playground. Alright, we're going to have to knock some houses down, but everyone else loves that. Fantastic. What we can do now is we can check our land value. So we can see, as I said at the start of the video, the coast is where our highest land value is. Because, let's be honest, probably a decent view that we got out there, even though it's looking at a highway, but that's okay. Oh, we haven't got water over here. Excellent. Alright, so we've got our parks, good. And we've got everything else we need except for a high school, I believe. We can probably zone in some more shops. Put some on the main street over here. Put some more down this way. But anyway, apart from not being able to build a high school or a public library, I think that we've got this city in a pretty reasonable spot. We've got all the foundations, we've got our industry park over here with some forestry, which people are quite happy about forestry because it's renewable energy. We've got a grid with some good density in here with a nice little suburb going up. We've got our shops along here, which obviously could have been better. I didn't do the best job with my terrain or understanding of the height drop that we would have. Hopefully these cars have a very good handbrake, or otherwise they're going to roll into this gas station and that could be problematic, but that's okay. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you appreciated it or enjoyed it, please leave a like, please comment my poor abilities of understanding or not respecting the terrain, or if you've played City Skylines before, how do you play it? What do you enjoy doing? And if you've enjoyed this, I definitely recommend going to watch some YouTuber who actually is reasonably competent at City Skylines and not me. Some people that I enjoy watching are City Planner Plays and Biffa, and also Zardis, who are quite good. So yeah, once again, thank you. Tune in next time where I will probably be doing a inland city rather than a coastal one. So thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.